61% of the tickets have been written on OKC, a total of 229. Skee, how do we bet this one?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same exact outcome. I mean, prior to game one, this was a Memphis team that traveled, I think, 8 or 9 straight games. A Memphis team that just fired their coach. So they have an interim head coach right now. Memphis team who had players fighting with each other on the bench during the games. It hasn't been a lot positive for these Memphis Grizzlies, this Memphis Grizzlies team. You look at when they played OKC so far this season, all 5 meetings have been decided by 13 plus points. The last 7 meetings between these teams, OKC scored 131, 125, 120, 125, 130, 124, 118. They've cleared their team total that we're looking at tonight, 5 out of those 7 games. And just looking at Memphis in general, they've been a very poor defensive team. They've allowed 118 points per game in their last 10. And if you just specify when they're playing the good teams, like the top teams, like the one they'll see tonight, those 5 good teams in that span, they allowed 128.8 points per game. So just horrific defense versus a well machine in OKC. They are well rested coming into the series. They didn't have to expend too much energy in that blowout last game, and they really could have put up 150 if Memphis was competitive. They just didn't need to.
Right.
So I see this game going exactly like the first one. Maybe not as big of a beatdown, but only way I can look is OKC or the team total. Probably prefer team total.
Dude, I was playing poker during this game, Memphis OKC first go, and one of the guys at my table came back with Memphis in-game live, had himself a 20-point middle opportunity, a 20-point middle. Didn't work at all.
I can't even be too mad because you see a lot of teams come back in the NBA, but not that game.
Yeah. So tonight, is it going to be similar in the sense that if it gets ugly, it's just going to keep getting ugly?
I would think so. Yes.
Speaking of ugly, dude, did the Lakers get a memo that playoffs were starting? Minnesota laid the smackdown on this team. They beat the Lakers 117-95 in LA. How are we attacking this one tonight? Lakers -5.5, a total of 210.
I don't think they got the memo, Prez. I mean, they let Minnesota shot 50% from 3 on 42 attempts. That's just the Lakers playing very poor defense. Check this out. They had 42 3-point attempts, right? 27 of those attempts were classified as wide open. 15 were open. 0 were contested.
Wow.
Tight or very tight. So that's just lack of energy and effort from the Lakers on a defensive end. When I hear guys in the post-game interviews saying things like, my lack of touches, I allowed it to affect me on the defensive end. Like, those are not – that was what I saw. It was just not energy and effort there for the Lakers. Now down 0-1, I would expect those things to change. They've watched film. They'll have a new game plan. I think – and from hearing the interview, all I hear is defense, defense, defense. Obviously, I listed that they didn't, contest any threes. They were also very poor in transition and fast break defense. So I heard defense about 5+ times. Listen to the post-game interview. It makes sense why the total is coming down. I will look in that direction. We know Minnesota is also a really good defensive team, but Lakers are desperate. We know the situation that they're in, and they've been pretty consistent in one regard. That's early in the games. They're 25-10 ATS in the first quarter with Luka. They've covered 9 out of 12 versus the West. Back against the wall, I think the Lakers come out and throw the first punch in this game. Minnesota will not be the one to make adjustments because they won the first game and they did their job. They stole home court. They don't have that same urgency and motivation. So I like the Lakers early, first quarter, or the game under.
There we go. Skee Profit joining us. Outstanding work. It's $5 Tuesday. I've asked everybody what their feature play is. What is yours?
Yeah, my $5 play is on a total for tonight. And on my top 3% plays are higher, I believe, in the playoffs, 80 and 31. And I apologize. They're doing fire alarm inspections over here. So sorry to everybody out there, but yeah,
all good.
that's what I'm looking at.